Welcome back, 8th graders. So we're going to talk about adding and subtracting real numbers today. Basically, mostly integers in their rules. But here we go. Adding real numbers. If you have the same sign, then you add and keep the sign. Right? So -10 plus -12 is going to keep the sign. They're both negative, so our answer is going to be negative. And then 10 plus 12 is 22. And so that's how same signs work. If you have different signs, then we're going to subtract and keep the sign of the quotes larger. And we talked about why we put quotes around larger, because we're looking for that larger distance, that larger absolute value. But we're going to think about it as that larger number. But in all actuality, a -10 is still going to be smaller than any positive number. Okay, so that could be something like -15 plus 3. We have different signs, so we're going to subtract. I'm going to take 15 minus 3, and I get 12. And then I look back, the 15's bigger or larger, and so that means it's going to be a negative. Or I could be working with 10 plus a -4. Different signs. So I'm going to subtract. 10 minus 4 is 6, and the 10's bigger, so it's going to stay positive. So that's just a refresher there. If you're working with fractions, just remember your fractions have to have like denominators in order to be added together. So subtracting real numbers, that's where we do the keep, flip, change, or KFC, or some people like to say KCF, keep, change, flip. It's whatever is more comfortable for you, whatever you understand, or the fact that you're just making it addition, right? Our goal is to, change the subtraction into addition, and then we just follow the addition rules. So if I have something like -3 minus -7, I'm going to keep the -3. I'm going to change the subtraction to addition, and I'm going to flip my -7 to a +7. So now I have different signs. So if we go back to our rules before, different signs mean subtract. So 7 minus 3 is 4, and then keep the sign of the bigger. In this case, that's 7. So my answer for this first one is 4. I could have like 7 minus -6. I don't know why 7's on the brain tonight, guys. And in which case, that keep, flip, change. I get 7 plus 6, which is 13. They are the same sign, both positive, which means my answer is positive. Or I could have something like -8 minus 4. Keep the -8, change it to addition, and change the +4 to a -4. So -8 plus -4, same signs, we add. So 8 plus 4 is 12, and keep the sign. So we end up with a -12 as the answer for that one. So again, this is where we do our keep, flip, change. We're making the subtraction into addition. And then that kind of brings in our inverse property of addition. Inverse property of addition is the adding of opposites. So our 2 plus -2, and the fact that that will become 0. But anytime we change our subtraction to addition and change the sign of our number, we're enacting the fact that we can use the inverse property of addition. And truly, the inverse property of addition is subtraction, but we never really have to call it subtraction. We just call it the inverse property. But that's why subtraction doesn't have its own properties, because you just change it into addition and it follows addition properties. So that's what I got for you today. Until next time, 8th graders. Deuces.